Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Yeah, I guess I need to have the right screen on it. That definitely helps. Let me pull that out. There we go. Anyway, back to that. Hold on. Good grief. Hold on. Yeah, having slight technical difficulties here. Let me just make sure I get these last little things. Y'all gonna be there trying to get my stream key and shit and all that. Hold on, pimping.
Perfect.
What's the motherfucker do? So while I'm in the background, y'all can hear me in the background. So let me cut this music off and we get the intro out while I fix everything. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Saw Sports. If you guys are not familiar with Saw Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. It means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. And for some reason, it doesn't want to bring this up. Okay, there and there we go. All right, excellent. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, and
Perfect.
Watch that intro again. Look, y'all know how it goes around here. Players fuck up. Again, welcome to the Saw Sports. If you're not familiar, it's a Houston, Texas homer network. We're talking all sports, but only Houston. With that being said, y'all already know the rest of the deal. We have a guest, man. You know, and when we have a guest in the house, you guys be polite. Y'all are rude. Y'all are terrible people in the sauce. But we have a gentleman coming in to represent the Browns. If you missed our last video, would you like to introduce yourself to Sauce Nation, sir?
Sure thing. What's up, YouTube? And I know I'm on Saw Sports, but I'm going to say it anyway. And Dog Pound. I'm hungry to the max. I am a diehard Cleveland sports fan, particularly the Cavs and the Browns. And you can see off to my whoops. I have a Monsters pennant. They are the minor league affiliate of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sorry about that. But I am a diehard Cleveland Browns fan. Under normal conditions, I would actually be at this game because I am Browns season ticket holder, but whatever. So I'm a Browns YouTuber. This season, actually, I am trying to accomplish my goal of doing a video collaboration for every game on the Browns schedule. So thank you, Sauce Sports, for helping me accomplish that.
Oh, no problem.
If you know of any, actually, I'm talking with a couple Titans fans and Jaguars fans, so I've got those taken care of. But yeah, in addition to Browns content, I do general sports content. You'll see if you subscribe to my channel or if you come on my channel, I do a lot of UFC content because I love the UFC. I talk about general football content as well. When the NBA season starts up, there's going to be a lot of Cleveland Cavaliers content. Who knows? Maybe when the Cavs and Rockets play each other, we'll do some sort of video collab for that.
Yeah, depending on what players are still on the team, if I'm still talking about the Rockets, because they are saying some things. There's some rumors with the Rockets right now I'm not liking. But yeah, absolutely. I would definitely look forward to that. I think that'd be real dope. Now, look, we 77 deep. So, I mean, we got 55 haters in here because we only got 22 likes. So, I mean, if you live your life on a daily basis as a hater, that's all good. That's all fine. Also, I want to tell you, it's going to be, I don't even know how to say it, but today, this sauce, y'all got to fuck with it because the sauce in the future might be looking a little sketchy. I got some stuff going on. Y'all know a while back I told you about an opportunity. I ended up not taking that opportunity. This time I got a chance to get some things going, and as much as I love the sauce, like, I'm be honest with you, I'm not happy with where it's at. Like, I want growth and I want to do a lot more and I want to move it out of a damn office in my house and, do some things with it. So I'm going to take this opportunity. So that means the next couple of weeks or a little while, it may be a little janky as far as how the sauce goes. But the sauce is not over, but I want to make sure y'all know this. If you already fucking with the Discord, you already fucking with the other platforms, and make sure you follow on Facebook so y'all can stay updated. But I got to go do some things because, like I said, I really want to put some investment into this because I think this could be something great. I think this could be something amazing, but it's just going to take some more work with the way things go. So it's not the end of the sauce. Y'all don't see sauce. I know it's been kind of janky the last few weeks because some other things are already kind of leading up to this. But let's just have a good time. We're going to do it how we do on Sauce Nation, man. So, again, thank you, Unger to the Max, man. Make sure y'all go follow. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all go and, you know what I'm saying? Just show some love, man, because, hey, sometimes coming in the sauce ain't always an easy deal. But so, like I said, we got some situations going on. I know we normally shout everybody out and they had a chance to.
See,
but, man,
I got some Texan stuff there.
They got some Texas love, too. So, like I said, so shout out to Sauce Nation, man. Again, if I missed y'all, but I ain't dissing y'all. We only got a little bit of time, so I want to make sure we get into the conversation.
But I got the same thing for the Browns.
But you prefer the Browns. But here's my thing, man. Here's my deal, right? And so the thing happened that we kind of left off last video. It was kind of tentative. It was kind of in the air. And that was the situation with Nick Chubb and whether he was going to be good to go. And I said, earlier in the season when I saw Cleveland on the schedule, after I saw how the Texans performed the first couple of games against the run, I had a lot of concerns. I was worried about what was happening. And then again, there's all of you who order shirts, don't worry. They are going to be on the way. Like, I want to make sure y'all don't worry about y'all not going to get left out. And it turns out he's active. He's activated, and he's going to be good to go. Do you expect to see a heavy dose of Chubb? Do you think that he'll see him sparingly, just kind of getting him back into the rhythm since he's been out for so long?
Right.
And what are you expecting from him?
So, I don't think hang on, I tripped over my own words. Sorry about that. I would expect to see more of Kareem Hunt and not as much of Nick Chubb, kind of maybe give him 30 to 35 carries for this game to, as you said, let him back into the rhythm of the game, refamiliarize himself with the offense, if you will. Not that he forgot the playbook, but, he might be a little bit rusty because he's been out since week 4. So, I'm expecting him to do pretty well this game. Maybe I'll go with 150 yards and a touchdown. Sounds pretty reasonable for his long layoff. But I would expect that Houston is going to see a heavy dose of Kareem Hunt this game. especially considering the weather. It is, I believe there's rain in the forecast for this game, and high winds. So.
Yeah, so with that being that kind of game where it's going to affect the passing game, to me it's kind of a bad situation for the Texans because we know that our running game is atrocious. I think what are we having, like 80 something a game, maybe, I think in like 84 or something like that. And yeah, also definitely let's not put it in the hands of, I'm sorry, on the legs of Kemah Fairbairn. You know what I'm saying? Because that if it is windy out there, we know how that tends to go. I expected this, honestly, like I said, to be a difficult game for the Texans, because of the running attack they have. But Hunt is formidable in his own right, and then a guy like Chubb, you have a two-headed attack. The Texans aren't going to stop anything, but we're not going to be able to move the ball as well as I'd like if the weather is a factor, like you say. I don't know what. I mean, I like Duke over David all day. But again, Duke is a little light. Like Spitz says, he's more of a slot receiver playing running back. So I think they're going to have to get a little creative with what they do with him. What do you expect your defense to be able to do against this Texans offense?
So the Texans offense actually presents an interesting challenge. Mm-hmm. I know the weather's going to play a factor, but you guys still have a decent passing game. I think you guys are 10th in the league in passing, if I remember correctly. And you don't really have a big physical wide receiver. I would say Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks are more of speed would be more in the category of like the speed receivers, if you get what I mean. Yep. So, and I would say our defense, led by Myles Garrett, Larry Ogunjobi, Sheldon Richardson, Olivier Vernon. Yes, we're good at getting after the quarterback, but again, Deshaun Watson, he can move. He's not one of these stationary quarterbacks that's just going to be like, okay, I'm a statue, come and get me. Yeah. No, he can run for he can run for yards. Yeah, and the thing with our cornerbacks is what I've seen with Denzel Ward and Terrence Mitchell is they seem to do better against like the big physical receivers, but they seem to have a little bit of trouble against the speed style wide receivers. That's kind of what I've seen from this season. So that's why this Texans offense worries me a little bit because, again, I wouldn't say Will Fuller, who would you agree he's your number one?
There's been some debate about it, but I think finally he would be the number one. That I would say he's the number one, yeah.
Okay. So Will Fuller isn't really that big physical wide receiver that Denzel Ward tends to match up with. He's, as I said, he's the speed. He fits more into the category of the speed wide receiver. Yeah, Will Fuller can go up and make great catches. I've seen him do that, like in the Sunday night game against New England last year. I remember he made some nice catches. But still, that's an interesting challenge for the Browns. And I would expect that, given the weather, Houston's not going to do a lot of deep passes. I would expect a lot of short passes, which, again, with the speed that Brandon Cooks has or the speed that Will Fuller has, a 5-yard pass could easily turn into like a 15-yard gain. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe even a 25-yard gain if the Browns just decide not to tackle.
Okay. And so how are you feeling about, Myles? Myles Garrett is a very interesting name. And I know there was a little bit going on with him. Are you expecting him to have some success? Because even with the mobility that Deshaun has, at times that offensive line, and you can blame him a little bit too, can give up quite a few sacks. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So what do you feel about a guy like Myles, or what do you, as far as being able to get that pressure on Deshaun and maybe be able to cause that cause him to get some sacks?
Right. So typically, if you're facing just a stationary quarterback, you're like, okay, Myles, just create pressure, get him off his spot, and that can rattle him. again, as we said, that's not the case with Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
He seems to be good at, extending plays if he has to, or, throwing on the run, which is where I think him and Baker Mayfield are a little bit similar.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Deshaun Watson is better in that area of throwing on the run, but Baker Mayfield has that same capability.
Mm-hmm.
But Deshaun's better.
Correct.
Anyway, so it's going to be a more difficult challenge for Miles today because, as I've said, Deshaun's not a quarterback that's just going to stand still. He's going to be like, oh, you're going to try and chase me? Okay. I'm going to run for 5 yards. Bye. So, Deshaun presents a much more difficult challenge for Miles today. If I had to give him a number of sacks that I want him to get for today, I'll say I'm going to give Deshaun Watson the respect he deserves. So I'll give Myles Garrett 4 sacks.
4?
I think that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we kind of focus a lot on your guys' running game, and because,
Yes.
that is the Texans' biggest weakness. We're putrid in all aspects of defense. But, in the passing game, and I know you said the weather could be impactful, but what do you think that Cleveland can do through the air?
I mean, again, it's hard to say what our passing game is going to look like because I don't know, which Baker Mayfield is going to show up week to week.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to get the Baker Mayfield that played against Pittsburgh where he looked miserable and couldn't do anything? Or am I going to get the Baker Mayfield that showed up against Cincinnati where he threw 5 touchdown passes? He's been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So it's so hard to judge what our passing game is going to look like. And of course, once OBJ went out and Baker had that 5 touchdown performance, everybody's like, oh, does Baker perform better without Odell? And it's hard to say with that. I mean, yeah, he played well for the rest of that Cincinnati game, but that's Cincinnati. They're not that great of a team. And I don't know much about your defense, so I don't know,
I don't either.
anything. Okay.
Terrible. I do, but I don't. But real quick, though, 'cause I saw somebody ask earlier, what is the Cleveland Browns fans, how do they feel about Odell? How did y'all feel about getting him, and then when y'all got him, and how do y'all feel about him now at this point?
Okay. So, for me personally, I didn't really like the move. I mean, I was excited about it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if this is a great idea. Because in 2018, Baker had Rashard Perriman, Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins was there, and Baker seemed to do well with these wide receivers who you might not necessarily know their name. Sure, Jarvis Landry is more of a superstar receiver. I wouldn't necessarily put him in that category, but you kind of get what I mean.
Yeah.
People know his name.
Exactly.
But, Baker seemed to play well with, I'm trying to think of how to say it.
So would you say because, is a receiver that's not as demanding that he can kind of play a little
Correct.
bit freer so he doesn't feel like he has to get him the ball because he knows, how he's going to respond if he's not getting the ball, if he's not getting, making plays. You feel like that?
Correct.
Okay.
Odell is that name where it's Odell needs his touches.
Yeah.
And, he would complain I only got 4 passes thrown my way this game. We have other receivers, dude. The offense doesn't circle around Odell Beckham Jr. Sorry, it just doesn't.
And for those of you who are asking, his name is Unger to the Max. He is a Cleveland Browns YouTuber. The link should still be in the description. Let me check real quick. If not, I'll make sure I get it in there for you guys.
Yeah, the channel, my The link for my channel is in the description. Yes.
Yeah, that is still there. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's in there. So again, I made it easy for y'all. I know some of y'all are a little illiterate, and some of y'all don't like reading. Hey, it's not that hard. Just get in there and click the shit. Just look for the blue link and click it. And show him some love, man, because like I said, he's coming over here and definitely enlightening us and letting us know. But I want to switch it back to the Texans real quick because an article came out.
Hey, we got a third guy on the channel, Third Coast Sports TV.
Okay, bet.
Wants to join in.
We're gonna slide Wink into bring the round, getting down. Give me just one moment. But while, like I said, I want to kind of switch the conversation. I'm actually glad that Wink is here to join us. Give me just one moment. It may look a little. There we go. We'll do it like so. And
yo.
Wink, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, Uncle?
So
How you doing, Wink?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself, man?
I'm doing well. What are you a Texans fan or
yeah,
what?
Wink is
Come on, man, of
Wink is in the
course.
round table. Yeah, he's in the round
You
table.
can look at the apple and see that that's the case.
Oh, right.
Wink is a member of the round table. But like I said, I want to get this time, and I'm glad Wink jumped in right now because I don't know if you guys have seen the article. Basically, that came out. I want to say it was NFL.com, saying that there's a likelihood that the Texans could go into next season with the current regime that we have. That is Romeo Crennel at head coach, and that guy, the snake, Ostrich Easterby, still having a say-so in football operations. We know the little situation that came down this week with the PR chick, and everybody was enraged about that for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe she's I don't really know necessarily care too much, but I know that she is going to be suing the Texans using the same firm, I believe, that Jeff Luhnow is suing the Astros with. So that should be very interesting. And then at the same time, the dude, what's his name, Jamie Roos drops a book. It's a lot of shit going on with the Texans front office, and none of this shit makes any sense. But I want to get your thoughts real quick on that, Wink. Like, how would you feel as a Texans fan going back with this same regime, man?
Man, look, you might as well get Deshaun Watson up out of here. There's no point in him suffering through this. It's no point in it. You might as well burn the whole goddamn organization down. Like, if this happens, expect a revote. And if you think fans are speaking out now, and if you think people within the organization are not going to let out the real truth about the Texans and expose them for the weasels that they really are, the Texans going to be in a lot of news and they're going to be in a lot of shit. And I'm telling you right now, if they do this, and not that Romeo hasn't had his hasn't been decent since, Bill has been gone and he's been able to let the players play the way that they need to, and he's not willing to engage or be fucked over by other people, in the NFL, it makes no sense to me how this is even a feasible option. No, we know Romeo is at the end. We know he's ready to go ahead and lay it down. He's been in the league coaching for over 40 years.
He was our head coach for a while.
Exactly. Like the man's been all over the place. He's won 3 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of stuff under his resume. It's time for that man to go ahead and sit it on down after the season is over. He gave the best he could, and he allowed Deshaun Watson to be Deshaun Watson. And he's the first coach we can say that did that in the NFL. Nevertheless, if any of this is true, and if Cal McNair, if Cal McNair is single-handedly ignoring the fans once again, then we need to ignore him and say, man, go ahead and sell this motherfucking team because we don't want to support you. Your product is trash. We're the consumer, and we don't feel like buying it anymore.
Okay, so do you guys mind if I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
So somebody in the chat said, Heidi, I don't know how to say their last name.
She's a bot.
Heidi. Okay. So she says Jim Harbaugh is going to get fired at Michigan, by the way, which I haven't seen anything. So, but if he does become available, would you want the Texans to make him your next head coach?
Well, he was in the we were advocating for him, because there were slight rumors that we had last year. It was something that we spoke upon, Honcho spoke upon specifically. And, the local media that we had ran with it. They were running with the stories. We were pretty much being vilified for it when we were saying specifically it was just a rumor. Don't know how many times this man said that it was a rumor. It's just something that he was hearing through the grapevine. But to answer your question, John Harbaugh, great coach in the NFL. What he's able to do with a culture.
No, it's Jim Harbaugh, not John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean Jim. You know what I mean. Yeah, and it's just like the man when he has the talent, he knows how to scout. He knows how to put a defense together. Offense, he knows how to put together. He would have more talent in the NFL than he's had on any other team, and a much better quarterback than he's ever been able to work with. He's definitely in the conversation. But Eric Bieniemy is at the top of the list.
Yeah, and that's that's where I got enraged, because you got a guy like Bieniemy who's a hot commodity right now, right? Everybody wants him. I know we've spoken to Jags fans; they're interested. A lot of people liking this guy. He's probably going to be, one of the number one names coming out. And it's like the Texans are oblivious to what the market is dictating. Like, the Texans are oblivious to what's going on, like outside of their own team. You have high commodities. You're in a situation where you need to make drastic changes, and it seems like they just refuse to be proactive. They wait until everything is already happened, then they're scrambling to try to make moves. So if this even a bit of this is just being made up, by NFL writers, because we get a lot of shit from outside sources too, because just the city of Houston gets shit on when it comes to sports. So if it's made up, great. But I know somebody said John McClain said that that's not true. I don't believe a fucking thing John McClain said. If only advice I want from John McClain is, what's the best IHOP in town, or where's the best buffet in Harris County. Like, other than that, I don't give a fuck what John McClain got to say. He needs to watch out for speed bumps. That's all I got to say. So again, my thing is, like, but to hear that, and the reason why you take that story you run, because knowing this organization, that's a real possibility. Like any other place, you'd be like, nah, this is dumb. Nobody would do this. That's a real possibility. Like, they've been holding Romeo Crennel hostage for years. This man has been trying to get out of here for years, and they keep trying to hold this man hostage. Like, he's already the oldest coach in NFL history. This man wants to retire and go on about his day, but I think he's one of those good guys. Like, it is what it is. But real quick, actually from an outside perspective, when a lot of things that were going on with Bill O'Brien and all that stuff that was here, like, how did you view it? Maybe as you said, like a general NFL fan, and then maybe just perspective as a Cleveland fan. Like, did you feel like there was something wrong with Bill O'Brien being here in the Texans organization?
Yeah. First of all, he should not have been given general manager duties. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but what the fuck were the Texans thinking by doing that? What? Why? He made a terrible move by trading one of the best wide receivers in the league, DeAndre Hopkins, to Arizona for a ham sandwich. The only reason Bill O'Brien was even around at the start of this season was because Deshaun Watson saved his ass in that playoff game against Buffalo. So yeah. If the Texans hadn't been able to come back and win that game against the Bills, Bill O'Brien probably wouldn't have been coaching the Texans in week 1 of this season against the Chiefs. That's just my guess. But hey, we know your pain of not having the right head coach here in Cleveland. I mean, do you want me to go through the names of all the people we've had at head coach? Stefanski, Freddie Kitchens, Rob Chudzinski, Mike Pettin, Romeo Crennel was here, Eric Mangini, who else? Oh yeah, we had Bill Belichick as our head coach. Go figure. Who else have we had as our head coach? Oh yeah, Pat Shurmur, we've had him as our head coach. I'm sure I'm missing others. So, Texans fans, we know your pain. Yeah, we know your pain.
Yeah, we're in a bad situation, but at least we're not all the way in that. Here's the thing: the Texans are willing to stick to their guns about their bad decisions. At least Cleveland sees, like, okay, this ain't working out. Let's go make another bad decision. Like, the Texans is like, we gonna sit on this
terrible
shit, until it just ruins everything. So, two very questionable front offices in both of these franchises, and hopefully that doesn't translate out into the field in today's game. But when you didn't get a chance to kind of share your thoughts, how are you feeling about Chubb being active this game? And what are you expecting knowing this Texas defense, man?
Man, look. It's gonna be a rough outing for the front seven, man. Like, Kareem Hunt alone is handling his business.
Yes.
Now, I'm not expecting Chubb, I expect him to get a touchdown. I expect him in short fields to go ahead and be put in. I wouldn't be surprised if they use him and Hunt and some catching downs. But to be honest, they're going to have to lean on the running game a hell of a lot more because I feel like Case Keenum can be taken advantage of. I just feel like
Case Keenum's not playing. It's Baker
he's not?
Mayfield. No.
Okay. Okay.
No,
so
Baker is playing today.
Oh, okay, even better. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel a whole lot better about the Texans playing this game. Then, like since he's playing like that, I feel.
Wait, explain.
The reason why Baker Mayfield is just one of these guys that has all the talent, but he is so inconsistent. He talks a good game. He talks a good game.
I almost said I couldn't disagree. No, I couldn't agree with you more.
It's just one of these guys, man. Like at the end of the day, when you have like the fact that he's not going to have Odell today is going to be one of those situations where he's going to want to throw the ball a lot. And because they've had so many, they've had this talk like a couple of years ago where Baker was better than Watson, which was complete bullshit. Anybody who ever believed that, go fuck yourself. Correct. But
we should have drafted Deshaun Watson, but no, we traded that pick to you guys.
Yeah, I mean Baker Mayfield is a bum burger. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Like at the end of the day, bro, I don't know, Mary. He's out of style like a Chico stick. Like I don't see what purpose he serves the Browns other than to throw games away whenever he has a chance. And not that he doesn't have the talent, but his accuracy, he sails passes all the time.
You're preaching to the choir right now.
He's very good under pressure. I don't know why. Like he is a slippery. I don't know why he's slippery. Like he is able to get out of the pocket and make throws down the field, but I feel like he hasn't trusted his tight ends nowhere near as much as he should have over the last year or so. I mean, the run game is pretty much carrying the offense. It's not that OBJ and Jarvis Landry weren't out here making plays, but they're not making nowhere near the amount of impact they should be making. The line is pretty decent. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have protection. Could it be improved somewhat? Of course. But it's not. He's not anybody that anyone has to worry about. To be honest, the whole team has to be clicking for the Browns to win games in a major way. And
right.
I just feel like Deshaun Watson, he's going to be the better quarterback, throwing the ball in the wind. Bro, he's been in games. He's been in places where the wind and shit like that hasn't really affected him. So
I don't doubt his ability by any means. I don't doubt Deshaun. No, I'm not doubting Deshaun Watson by any means. And you're 100% right about Baker Mayfield. He's, like I said, he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's ridiculously inconsistent. Like, week to week, I don't know which Baker Mayfield is going to show up.
No.
All right, so here's the deal. Because we're getting back into about the last 10 minutes of the deal, so I want to make sure we get the MMFs, the mark my motherfucking words in, and I want to make sure we get our score predictions in. So y'all make sure y'all start getting those ready, but I'll let Unger finish that last thought as you were saying about Baker Mayfield, and so y'all start getting ready to type those in the chat so we can run those off.
But just to touch on what Wink was saying, like, well, first off, OBJ's out for the year, right?
Of course.
Okay, just making sure. I think part of the reason Baker was struggling this season is, maybe he was trying to force the ball to OBJ too much. We'll have to wait and see how it goes the rest of the year before we can draw any type of conclusion on that, of whether Baker is better without a receiver like Odell.
Right.
Again, I would say Jarvis is, I don't want to say he's a superstar receiver like Odell, but I would say he's a receiver that people know Jarvis Landry's name. Again, not to the level of Odell, but, Baker seems to do well, just from what I've seen, when he doesn't have a well-known receiver. Like, as I said earlier in this video, when he came in to be our quarterback in 2018. He had like Rashard Perriman, Rashard Higgins,
Antonio Callaway and guys
yes,
like that.
Antonio Callaway. Thank you very much. Jarvis Landry, and he seemed to play well because I think it was a combination of he had a chip on his shoulder, and he didn't really have that really, really, really well-known receiver. And maybe that's part of it. Again, I'm not blaming Odell for Baker's struggles. So don't take my words out of context.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is maybe Baker doesn't play well with a receiver like an Odell because it's like, oh crap, I have a superstar receiver. Let me try and force it into him when there's could be a Rashard Higgins coming on a crossing route wide open, but Baker goes, oh, I gotta try and force it to Odell. Pick 6.
All right. So let's get the mark my motherfucking words because like I said, we got about 7 minutes left before we get ready to wind it up. So make sure you're dropping those in the chat. We're gonna read some of them off. And again, like I say, if you don't know what mark my motherfucking words is, it's a bold prediction, which means you got to give out a stat line that normally wouldn't occur for a particular player. And we got about 40 haters in the chat who just refuse to hit that like button. I mean, if you want to come over here and sprinkle your salt, I mean, that's a flavor in the sauce too, I guess. If you want to be a hater, you don't want to hit that like button. If your mama raised you that way, that's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Some people like that. It's in your blood, you know. But, you know, you got to make a bold prediction. So not one of these, well, I think Deshaun's going to throw for 200 yards and maybe a rush for 20 and have 2. So, like, no, it's got to be something bold. So it doesn't have to be a quarterback. It can be anybody. So we'll start off so you can kind of get an example. We'll start off with Wink and get his mark my motherfucking words, and then we'll get our guest, Mr. Unger, and his mark my motherfucking words. Y'all drop y'all's in the chat. Make sure you put the hashtag MMMFW so I can see them clearly, so I can read those off. But Wink, mark my motherfucking words for this game. Texans at Cleveland.
J.J. Watt will get 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Zach Cunningham will have 13 tackles and 4 run stops. Deshaun Watson will throw for 355 yards, 4 TDs total. He'll run 1 in, 3 passing. And Will Fuller gets 125 yards and 2 of those TDs.
Okay. All right. You said 125?
125 yards with 2 tubs.
And 2 tubs. All right. So that's kind of how it works, Mr. Unger, you know. And again, you can just pick a couple. You can pick as many as you want if you want to throw a bold prediction on it. What's your mark my motherfucking words, Mr. Unger, to the max?
Okay, so I wanted to point this out. I actually went to a Rockets game a few years ago and saw James Harden drop 50 against the Sacramento Kings. Just wanted to point that out.
Oh, that was a good game.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a lifetime goal of seeing a game at every current NBA team's arena, so that's why I went to Toyota Center and saw the Rockets. But as for my bold prediction for today, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt will combine for 320 yards, and I'll go with 3 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt will get 2 of those. Nick Chubb will get 1. And Baker will throw for reasonable. Let's go with. Sounds like you guys don't have a lot of faith in the Texans defense, so let's go with Baker will throw for exactly 300 yards and two interceptions. Because he just tends to throw interceptions.
Oh, I got another one. Kaimi Fairbairn will miss two PATs and a field goal.
So three missed kicks total?
He gonna have 3 missed kicks total. Yeah, he gonna fail us in some kind of way.
Okay. Well, that Baker mark my motherfucker actually falls in line with mine. But I got Duke. I got Duke going for 102 yards rushing and 42 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. And I know people say, it's not outrageous. Duke ain't been getting the love he deserves. I think they're going to find ways to get real creative with Duke. I think that they're going to see what they really have in him, and you're going to see what they've tried to do with David that Duke can actually successfully accomplish. I think that Martin gets 3 sacks and impacts the 2 interceptions that Baker's going to have. Cunningham is going to have one, and Roby, for making up for his shenanigans for last week, is going to make a play, and there's going to be those crazy Texans fans who say, that's why we got him, that's why we played him, and then you're going to realize that he hasn't been that consistent because he's going to give up. He's going to give up a big play to Jarvis Landry. So let me write in the chat real quick. I see a couple of let me see. I see some Deshaun going for 4 tubs. I see Ben Jones saying Baker going to throw 3 picks too for pick 6. And real quick, while I'm running down these, man, let's go ahead and get our score because we only got like 2 minutes before we gotta get ready for the game. If you are in the Patreon, we will have the game on. Y'all already know how that rocks. Y'all already know how the Soft Sports Discord goes. It goes down in there. That's still gonna be a thing, even while we take a little bit of a hiatus and all that. So don't worry about that. But Unger, score prediction, man. What you got for the outcome of today's game?
So, in our 5 wins, we've put up 30-plus points.
Mm-hmm.
In our 3 losses, we have 19 combined points. So that's a bit of a discrepancy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. And, by the way, our first 2 losses were on the road at Baltimore and Pittsburgh, and we gave up 38 points in each of those.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Yeah, we definitely not Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
No, but I think we're going to get the win today, but we're not going to put up 30 points. I'm going to say the Browns win a close game, 28-26.
28-26. All right. What you got, Wink, for your score prediction?
I got this game 34-28 Texans.
I'm gonna give this one a similar score. I'm gonna give the Texans 28. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give Texas 31. Even though Kaimi's gonna fry one, he'll seal one. I'm gonna give the Texans 31. I'm gonna give the Browns, and I really honestly, this is going against my better judgment because I really feel like the Browns will be able to control this game with the ground game because we're not gonna be able to stop it. I think they're gonna have the time of possession. But I think Deshaun just pulls out a miracle. I think he finds a way to do it. So I'm going to say 31-28. I'm going with the Texans on this one. And hope I don't have to come back and eat crow with that after stream. But we will have the post-game show immediately after the game. Mr. Uncle, will you be able to join us in the post-game?
I believe I can, yeah.
Okay, absolutely. I'll be looking forward to it. Y'all know how it goes down. We'll be able to bring some folks in. Look. We got 133 people and we need 6 likes to get to 100 likes. Don't be a hater. There's 5 of y'all I know that ain't born haters. Y'all just became haters because y'all been fooling with the motherfucker. Hit that 5 likes. But we're finna get ready to wrap it up, and I appreciate all of y'all. If you're in the Discord, go ahead and slide in that thing. I'm finna jump in there right now. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Mr. Wing, Mr. Unger, like I say, we'll catch y'all in the post game. Everybody else, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Let's go Texans. And if you want to give a shout out to the dog pound, Mr. Unger.
Yeah. So, first of all, I am 40 subscribers away from 400, which is crazy. So, hopefully some of you from Soft Sports can help me out with that. That would be absolutely amazing. But, hope you enjoyed this episode of The Sports Room. Even though I was a guest on Soft Sports, I still consider it an episode of The Sports Room regardless. Which is my talk show that I do video collaborations on. And until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off with a salute to you. I took that from the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I already appreciate it, Mr. Unger Sauce Nation. We out.
Perfect.